Now, something that has changed quite dramatically in Dreamweaver CS5 is the process of defining a site. Do you know about defining a site in Dreamweaver? I hope so. It's really one of the first things that you want to do in your workflow when you start working on a new website here in Dreamweaver. So it has changed quite a bit here in Dreamweaver CS5. I think it's changed for the better. I really like this. It's really fast and easy to do. So give me a moment here. I'm just going to close out of this file. That was just kind of a dummy file that I had there for you. So here's what I'm going to do. Up to the site menu and then down to new site. Now this process or this step here has not changed in Dreamweaver CS5. This has been the same for the last few versions anyway, but this dialog box has definitely changed. So do you remember in previous versions of Dreamweaver, we had a pair of buttons up at the top there, basic and advanced and all that good stuff, right? Well, here now, the only thing that we need to do, we need to know two pieces of information. We need to know what we want to call our site, and we need to know where our local root folder is located on our computer. Do you know about local root folders? That's the copy of our website that resides on our computer, the version of our website, if you will, that we're going to be editing and changing. And then, of course, our remote site would be the live site, the live copy of our website that the public can go and visit, right? So go ahead and give your site a name. You can call it whatever you want. It doesn't really matter for this example here. Even something like Jeff's super snazzy website is just fine. And then for the local site folder, go ahead and click on the little folder icon there. You can go and browse for your local root folder. Now, what I've done here, just for training purposes, is right on my desktop, I have a folder called My Blog. And by the way, if I open that up, it just happens to be a WordPress installation. See where this is going? Okay, a little foreshadowing there for you. So anyway, so all you do is you just go in and point Dreamweaver to your local root folder. It doesn't have to be a WordPress installation, by the way, but obviously I'm going to start talking about content management systems shortly here. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on Choose. That's it. That's all I need to do. I click on Save. There's a little cache action happening here. And Dreamweaver's going to do its thing. I grab a sip of coffee, wait for Dreamweaver to finish up, and then, of course, as we've seen in previous versions of Dreamweaver, the Files panel springs to life and loads in all of the pages that reside inside my local root folder, right? So it's pretty easy stuff. Now, I do want to mention a couple of quick things, because this is, I mean, that's it. I mean, it's quick, it's down and dirty, that's like the end, right? That's all we need to worry about. But I do want to mention something, again, for our sort of our veteran Dreamweaver users, where you might be sitting there going, well, what about cloaking? And what about, you know, all that extra stuff, design notes that we had inside the site definition dialog box in previous versions of Dreamweaver? Well, I'm going to head back to the site menu and then down to Manage Sites. And then there is the Jeff's super snazzy website, and a super snazzy website indeed. I'm going to go ahead and click on Edit. Gets me back into this dialog box. All that extra stuff you'll find underneath advanced settings here over on the left. So there's the local info. Remember all this stuff from previous versions? Default images folder, our relative, our links relative to option there, document or site root. I'm sure you remember all this. There's our cloaking, there's our design notes, and everything else. So everything is still here inside the site definition dialog box. They've just revamped the entire dialog box for us to make it super fast and super easy to work with. So once again, I come into the dialog box, into the site category, the first category there on the left. I dump in my 2 bits of info, click on Save, and I'm ready to rock and roll. It's pretty awesome stuff. So there you go. It's pretty easy stuff. And by the way, the last thing that I want to mention here, I'm just going to get out of these dialog boxes here. The last thing that I want to mention, and you'll see this as we start working further and further with Dreamweaver CS5, is as we're working along, if Dreamweaver needs some extra information related to our website that we've defined, it'll just prompt us along the way. And you'll see this, again, as I say, as we start working on things. So if it needs a little bit of extra info, you're just going to get prompted for that info. You dump it into the dialog box and keep moving. So it's a much faster process here in the new version of Dreamweaver.